Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Well guys, this video is all about IELTS exam day tips and techniques. Okay, if you're planning to appear in IELTS exam in the coming time, in the near future, this video is exactly for you. Well guys, IELTS test, listening, reading, writing, this test continues. The test duration is 2 hours 45 minutes, but actually there are some protocols and some other stuff like that. So this makes this test continue or go on for around 4 hours. Well, it all starts with the reporting time. Now let me tell you, reporting time is when you have to gather, when you have to reach there. Okay, that is when you have to reach and report, I have arrived here. Now don't think reporting time is actually the starting time of the test. Starting time is later on. Okay, so if the reporting time is 11 a.m. I advise you to reach there at 11. Don't try to reach an hour before reporting time. Some students, they reach a couple of hours before reporting time and then they are waiting, sitting idle. When you wait and sit idle, your energy levels, your feelings, your emotions, okay, all these things go down. And then you start feeling lethargic and you start feeling bored and you are sick and tired of certain things, and then the test starts. So I would advise you to reach right at the reporting time. I mean, there is some gap. For example, if the reporting time is 11 o'clock, even if you reach at 11:15, 11:10, no problem at all, right? Now, after the reporting time, there is the time when they start the test. But before that, I would like to tell you, if you have to travel to your test center, please don't travel a night before. You need to travel during the daytime and in the evening. A day before your actual exam, in the evening, you must be in that city or area where you have your IELTS test. I've seen in India some girls, they traveled all the night. In the morning, they reached for their IELTS exam, and then when the test started, they were yawning and drowsing and all that stuff. So you have to be extra careful, because if you're not fresh mentally, if you're not active emotionally, you will not be able to perform well in your IELTS exam. Now, after that, as you enter, there will be some announcements about answer sheet, about listening answer sheet, how to write your name, about coloring and this and that and all that. So that thing is going to go on for around 10 to 15 minutes. And before that, if you have any devices like mobile gadgets and all that, you've got to drop them outside and they'll give you some tickets for that and all that stuff. Okay. Afterwards, finally, they are going to give you the headphones. At present time in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka and all these countries, wherever British Council and IDP, they conduct IELTS exams directly, they provide headphones, the headgears. Okay, so they will check the headphones and you should check your headphone, both left and right. Okay, make sure that there is the proper balance of left and right ear of that headphone, okay, and the sound quality is good enough, volume is loud enough that you can hear, and there should not be any turbulence or any noise in the headphones. If there is any, raise your hand and they will just do that, and they're going to play the test audio a couple of times. Unless all the students sitting in that hall are going to give them okay green signal, they will not start the test. So make sure your headphones are fine, and once you wear the headphones, don't move your head unnecessarily. Now afterwards, they are going to start the test. Let me tell you, by chance or by mistake, if you take any gadget with you in examination room, whether that is a watch, smartwatch, okay, or whether that is a mobile phone or calculator or any device, you can be banned from taking IELTS test for 3 years. I'm telling you, this happened with one of my students from India and he watches my videos regularly. Probably he's watching this video as well. Anyways, you gotta be very, very careful. Once they start listening part 1, initially You will have the exam pressure, but by the time you write your first answer down, you will be confident. Then you write second answer down, third answer down, and then you will forget every type of anxiety, every negative feeling, and you are going to stay focused on your work. Let me tell you one thing, don't look around, don't be impressed by other people. Look at him, look at her, her dressing, his tie and all that stuff. Don't worry, mind your own business. They're going to give you a desk which is going to be this wide and like this, okay, 2 by 2 or something like that. So that desk is gonna be fine, and make sure that desk doesn't move. You know, some desks are out of balance, so make sure when you sit down, check the desk, check your chair, everything, that things are really fine. Once listening test is over, they will give you 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. This is the time to relax and calm down, and one by one, very carefully, with correct spelling, using all capital letters, you will transfer your answers to listening answer sheet, and they'll give you answer sheet, give you instructions, one side listening, one side reading, and all that. Once listening exam is over, they will collect all the question booklets from you, but answer sheet will remain on your table. Next, they are going to put reading question booklet on your table upside down. Now guys, don't try to pick it up and see unless they start the test. First, they're going to put all reading answer sheets on the table, right? And then once it's all done, invigilators are going to inform the examiner, the test superintendent, that all the question booklets have been distributed. Then the examiner will announce, candidates, you can start your reading test now, and then pick it up. And first thing you have to do, you have to identify the questions. Okay, you can just do it like type A and type B. Type A, the questions where questions and answers are in order. Type B, the questions where questions and answers are not in order. Always try to attempt type A questions first and type B in the end of that section, because for type B questions you have greater you need greater understanding of the passage. So as you solve type A questions, you will develop that understanding, and then for type B questions you are absolutely ready. Go on, passage 1, type of questions, do them confidently. If you try to get stuck somewhere, leave that question, leave that very type of questions, move on, and then you can always come back. And guys, the last 10 minutes are very, very important. When the exam reaches, IELTS reading exam reaches the last 10 minutes, make sure all your answers are transferred onto the answer sheet. Make sure, because they will not give you any extra time to transfer the answers. Number 1. Number 2, when they have the last 2 minutes, now in the last 2 minutes, I advise you not to solve any questions. Yes, if you are left with one question, solve it. If you're left with 2 questions, do that. But otherwise, last 2 minutes are to guess and complete your answers. For example, 2 minutes left and questions 34 to 40. They are yes, no, not given type of questions, and you could not complete that. Now don't try to read the passage about it. Okay, questions 34 to 40, yes, no, not given. Write your answers as all yes, and I assure you at least 2 to 3 answers will be correct, or all no. Now not given are fewer. Yes and no options are more. So it's a good idea if it is only 1 minute which is left, all yes, write on your answer sheet, yes, 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 yes. At least a couple of answers are going to be right. Once they announce candidates, stop writing. I mean, drop the pen and sit like this. Why? Because some of my students from different countries, they continue to write even after when examiner had already said stop writing. They continued to write, and then they were penalized for that. Some of them got their results delayed, and one lady who did not listen to them, her test was cancelled as well. So this is something very, very important. When they say candidates, stop writing, Drop the pen and be like this so that they should see you are not writing anything at all. You cannot write anything within few seconds, but if you continue to write, most definitely that will be the reason, eventually that will be the reason for the cancellation of your IELTS exam. Once your reading test is over, you can stretch, relax, because reading is going to be stressful. Academic reading especially, full of stress and all that. You can stretch yourself, or if you need to go to the loo, you can ask them, because by going to the loo you will feel fresh already, okay? Exactly. You may drink some water, they will provide you a water bottle, so you may drink some water if you want to. Now they are going to start with writing test. Again, 1 hour they are going to give you question booklet, will be on your table, answer sheets will be on your table, but first you can write your name and other stuff onto the answer sheets. They will give you the answer sheets first. You write your name, your candidate number and all that, and then they will put the question booklet on a question paper on the table. And once the examiner announces, candidates, you can start your writing test now, pick it up. First you should read task 2. Two things you should understand. Number 1, type of essay: opinion, discussion, problem solution, or advantages, disadvantages. Second topic of the essay. In order to understand the topic, it's a very good idea to translate essay topic into your own language. The topic which is given there, or we call it the question rubric for essay, read and translate into your own language, and read it minimum 3 times. Focus every word. I don't want you to misunderstand the topic. I don't want you to write anything which is away from the topic or irrelevant to the topic. So you should read, translate the topic into your own language, and do this process 2 to 3 times. After that, you should start with task 1. Now remember, task 2 is equal to 2/3 of your band score. Like 6 band is for task 2, 3 band is for task 1. So it's a good idea to start from task 1. Try to get rid of it in 15 to 20 minutes, because in task 1 you don't need to think too much. If you are academic IELTS candidate, it's graphic information, all the information is given, you have to just take a look at that and write it on a piece of paper. So there isn't any creative thinking involved in task 1. If you're a GT candidate, it's going to be letter writing. Topic is very clear, you have to make a story. So if you've been through some letters, you can do that all. I would advise you to do it all in 15 minutes, and then the rest of the time for task 1 along with proofreading. Once you're done with task 2, you can start with task 1, you can start with task 2. Number 1, you need to decide the number of paragraphs you are going to write for your essay. And this depends on the type of essay. Minimum there are 4 body paragraphs and maximum 4 paragraphs of your essay, and maximum there are 6 paragraphs. So you need to decide on the number of paragraphs, and then you should know what you are going to write in each paragraph, number of sentences, and what these sentences are in each paragraph. You should be crystal clear about all these things. If it is opinion essay, make your opinion, reasons behind that, you can write them down on the question paper if they allow you. Otherwise, write it down on the answer sheet and remove it at the end. If it is advantages, disadvantages, think about 2 advantages, think about 2 disadvantages. So you can spend 4 to 5 minutes reading and brainstorming the topic and writing down some outline onto the question paper if possible. Otherwise, onto your answer sheet, which you are going to remove later on. Once you are done with this all, you are going to start writing, and at the end of that you must have 5 minutes to proofread writing task 1 and writing task 2. Well guys, many students, when they write their writing tasks 1 and 2, they are under length. Under length writing tasks are very common. For task 1, usually students end at 120 words, 125 words. And for task 2, some students finish at 200 words, 210 words. So if you are under length, you will be penalized heavily. Then you will be surprised to see a very low band score in writing. So make sure you know the number of words you have written, and make sure these words are more than 150 for task 1 and more than 250 for task 2. Once your exam is over, they will ask you to leave the room row by row. There are rows there. So they will say, okay, now this row, please stand up and leave the room. Then this row, stand up and leave the room. You need to follow all these procedures. And after that, wait for your result positively, happily. And I would say you need to look forward to your result. All the best, guys. I'm trying my level best to provide you every facility, every guideline, every opportunity, everything, so that you could get your desired band score and reach your destination country. I also teach Ielts online all over the world and on campus here in Lahore. If you want to be the part of my online or on campus Ielts classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you best of luck. Take care. Allah Hafiz.